So why? This is a question to you. What is like? How did we get to here through human evolution? Like,
Uh,
what do you think? What do you think, and what is the generally accepted narrative?
what do you mean, like how we got here? Just
Yeah, like like apes, and then we like stood on two legs, and then now we built like agriculture. Like, what was the defining moment for us to go from like monkeys to monkeys with cities?
uh, I guess we can build things that others couldn't, like tools and stuff.
I hate you. I hate you so much. You took away my fire, bro. Yes, that is exactly it. No, all right. Hate you.
But
So
monkeys have
you
tools too, though.
no, no,
They're
no. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Yeah,
today's
no, no.
monkeys.
I'm gonna get into that. I'm gonna get into that. That's so funny. Damn. Wow, you're clever. Okay, so a lot of people like scientific narrative. It's like, oh, it's fire. It's the domestication of livestock. It's the stone
Uh-huh.
stabber. It's our opposable thumb. Everyone's trying to like predict it, right? First time I've ever read this, and it like blew my mind because like sapiens, they said like, oh, it was agriculture because figuring out agriculture allowed us free time to chill, and then we had more time to think, and that's what got us to like cities, right? And I was like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But if you keep reducing it like Occam's razor, you keep just like drilling down like what is the main thing? It's tools. You're right. It's technology.
Well, yeah. I mean,
That's what
I mean, that's true. I
right?
mean, hunting is you were using a tool like the bow and arrow or whatever. Those are
Bro, I know.
that's kind
It
of what.
never hit me though
Uh,
until I read this book. And then, like, the book is like the way you can figure out which animal is like the next step in evolution where you're going to figure out who's going to evolve is technology. Because we're all thinking about, like, oh, the doubling of the size of the brain, blah, 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 blah. And we're like, no, no, no. It's literally just which animal on earth can use technology.
mhm.
We're the only animal. No, because you're like, okay, well, you could technically build like I've seen a crow use a rock in order to create buoyancy and then get the remember that experiment where like there's water and there's like food at the bottom,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
then the
yeah.
crow puts the rock in so that the food comes to the
Hmm.
top.
Hmm.
That's not a tool. That's a problem solving technique. But a tool is something that allows
Well, you
you
build
more
something, like you make
build
it, like you make
yeah,
something.
no, 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 but like but bird's nests.
Uh
So they
huh.
build it, right?
Right.
But it's to enhance your capabilities.
Hmm.
It didn't
Yeah,
say
yeah,
this in
yeah.
the
No,
book,
no, no, no. Right. I
right?
get what
But
you're saying. Yeah,
I
yeah.
was like, what is it? Because I was trying to think of it from. I never heard this before. It's called steel manning an argument, and
I've heard
basically,
that.
it's. But I was like, what does that mean? Like,
Hmm.
I've heard it like 100 times. Like Joe Rogan says it all the time. Lex Friedman, be like, I even when I googled it, I'm like, what does this mean? Until somebody asked Joe Rogan live, and they're like, what does steel man mean? Because he kept saying it, and it's like, oh, basically just devil's advocate. You just
Hmm.
have to play devil's advocate on yourself, and then uh, like create a an argument that's indestructible, right? Steel manning it. So as I realized, oh, it's technology, I steel manned it by thinking about you, who would tell me, yeah, but there are birds, and I was like, oh yeah, damn, there are birds. Okay, yeah. So I just kept doing that. I was like, well, what is it then? What is it? And then I realized it's like it's what enhances your ability. So
Right.
how do I reach further? I create something to allow me to reach further. It's my ability that I already have,
Yes.
right? So when you said the monkey, so the monkey learned from the fisherman to create a spear and is able to
Hmm.
like literally catch fish now. The monkey learned that from humans. So what they're actually saying is monkeys are
We're
hitting the stone age
right. Yeah, yeah,
of
yeah, yeah,
their species.
yeah,
We're witnessing the stone age, right?
yeah, yeah.
But nobody said why, right? They're just like, oh, they're hitting the stone age. I'm like, that's cool. I don't get why, but okay.
Hmm.
But it's like, no, it's technology. They're literally hitting the point where they're starting to build things to enhance their capabilities.
Hmm. We're
Like
gonna
every,
enhance their life in a sense.
yeah, yeah, but no, no, but okay. I was thinking around those terms too. It's like,
Hmm.
but a snake can create like a burrow. Like there's so many things you
No, no,
can
no. I'm
do to
saying
enhance
like
it.
no, but I know those still fit within the natural world. I'm saying like you're doing things to actually make life easier.
Yeah, no, but that's why I think it's enhance your capabilities. It's like It would be better if I could see further. Okay, build a tool. It would be better if I could see at night. Okay, build a light, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And the humans did that. It's like, oh, this is better if it's cooked. How do I create fire in order to cook it?
Mm-hmm.
You know, as the old saying goes, that lightning hit the ground that created fire, and then like they realized that the cooked burnt meat tasted better than the raw meat,
Mm-hmm.
right? But then we forget that somebody had to figure out how to recreate fire without lightning hitting the spot. Or
Right.
else you're just gonna chase the
Yeah, yeah,
lightning
yeah,
around.
yeah.
Like,
Right.
then you're no better than an animal,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But we somehow figured out technology to create fire.
Mm-hmm.
We figured out technology to create something sharp, right? We could use our fingernails to like dig at the like the skin of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
But if you just created like a knife, a sharper thing, it's like, okay, well that makes it easier for me.
Mm-hmm.
Wild, right?
You know, this is so funny because I'm watching. There's a Netflix like a reality show for like the prison inmates, like seeing how they would be if it's
Oh, that's crazy.
the doors are
I've never seen
open. Yeah, and
Okay,
they
yeah.
have to figure out their own community. So first it segments into like older group and younger group. And like there's one guy who's figured out some things like he created his own like candle. Right? How did he
Okay.
he figured out how to use the battery to trigger a fire from that. He was making alcohol. Like
Oh, wow.
yeah, and these are things to like yeah, we're gonna get drugged today. So like they figured out like
Yeah, yeah.
fermenting this, keep it in hot water, put some because they got Kool-Aid, so mix in that sugar from Kool-Aid to
Wow.
that's like
Yeah,
whoa,
yeah.
this guy. But these are the
Invention,
things, yeah. But he's doing it inside of a jail cell, like figuring out methods,
Yeah.
tools, using those things to.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
It just
no,
reminded me of
totally.
that.
That's so yeah, but that is what it was. Like, let's say we were back in like the ape time. That's what they would have been doing.
Hmm.
But then you know what we do? We use the tool and we build off the tool.
Yeah.
That's why they say like we stand on the backs of giants
Mhm.
because like you couldn't get to a city without figuring out a car. You couldn't figure out a car
Yep.
without figuring out the horse and buggy, then the wheel, then all that. Right? It's like we're
Well, it
all
comes down.
looking
Yeah,
at this
there's a road too. Like you can't even get around
road too. Yeah.
without a road.
But then even like yeah, you're like, oh, I need a road. Okay, how am I going to build the road? Oh, I need something to flatten the ground. Okay, I got to create something that you know what I mean. It's like
But it all comes from trial
so
and
many
error,
steps.
right? We're doing so much
Yeah.
trial and error. That's what we were built on. It's trial and error too.
Yeah, totally. Do you know anything about code at all? Like
Computer
call
code?
functions? No, like call functions.
No.
Okay, so there's a thing that this is actually easier to explain. You know, like the engine that they use. You know, the like Unreal Engine,
Oh, yeah. Okay.
right? Like in your video games, right? They're like Unreal Engine. So basically, somebody already built that, and you're building off what they built.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. So code, there's like a call function where, or it's like templates too. Somebody already created the template. I'm just using it.
Mhm.
So a call function is like you create a string of code, and then instead of writing that thing out again, you just save it somewhere, and you're like call that string.
Right. Okay.
So like you just have to write call,
Mhm.
and then it'll pull it from that
Mhm.
thing, right? So at least that's how it was before. Maybe it changed now because it's become more easier, right? So it's so funny because we're doing that in society now. It's like, oh man, I need to create a car. Well, somebody built a wheel. Let's call the wheel,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
So it's like that is how we work as a species. And Joe Rogan's like his big theory is that we are the caterpillar that gives birth to the butterfly. He's like technology. We are the sex organs for the machine world. So like we
Mhm.
create technology up until the point we create AI, and then we give birth to this whole new thing,
Hmm.
right? And if you look at it in that way, it's not that we're going to give birth to this thing. I think we're going to merge with it, just like Ray Kurzweil thinks. Like we are using technology to make our lives better.
Yeah.
You know, even in the outdoor world, because I started to think like, how can I pitch this to people who work in the outdoor industry, which is like the industry I work in, and because they all hate technology, right?
Mhm.
Now they don't hate it, but they're just like they don't get it.
Right.
Whereas
yeah,
like if you
yeah.
just say it's a tool, bro. Like technology is a tool. You use tools all the time,
Mhm.
right? Um, It's more like you just don't like the way somebody's using the tool. It's not the tool,
Right. Yeah.
right? So like things like GPS, right? They ran this whole program, this like webinar thing about how you can use this like app on your phone to make your outdoor experience even better.
Hmm.
But it's like, but that's technology, bro. Like you're using the GPS, you're using your phone in the outdoors, but you want to disconnect. It's like hypocritical. But it's not hypocritical. It's like, let's just accept that these are just tools.
Hmm. Yeah. Right.
Okay. Like think of it like this, because I had this conversation with Tara. Um, like, will AI take over, right? But you need somebody to prompt AI,
Hmm.
right? Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
who's prompting it?
Yeah.
Like, if it's prompt it, the chat GPT is going to do nothing. It'll just be like code on the website. If nobody visits the site, it's going to do nothing.
Right.
We are literally using it, and that's what, like, that's where the problem lies. Because like, who's using it for what? What nefarious means?
Hmm.
Are you going to program chat GPT in a way that, like, even if it takes over, who initially created the prompt to make it take over? Do you know what I'm saying? It'll
Yeah. Yeah.
always
Yeah.
come
Yeah.
back.
Yeah. 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 It's
Right?
the new job is prompt. How to communicate
It's
with AI.
prompting. Yeah.
That's what it is. Yeah.
So I think this whole fear mongering thing about like AI is going to take over, rule the world. It's like, no, there are going to be people that use AI to rule the world. It's like the social credit score thing, the scanning that was prompted by an elected official.
Hmm.
ChatGPT wasn't like, let me just do this thing,
Yeah. No. 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 Yeah.
you know?